No one in that quiet town ever imagined that three old men who met every afternoon in a small cafe for coffee would one night stand face to face with a dangerous criminal crew. But these were not ordinary old men. One was a hardened military veteran, one a retired detective, and the last a judge who had spent a lifetime delivering verdicts that changed people's lives. And tonight, all of their pasts were about to wake up again. John carried himself like a soldier who had seen too much. Calm eyes, steady hands. A man who never turned his back on injustice. He was the backbone of the group. Henry watched the world like a detective who had spent a lifetime connecting small clues. Nothing slipped past his attention. He was the mind of the team. Michael spoke and moved with the quiet authority of a former judge, a man used to weighing truth and lies. He was their voice of judgment. Three different paths, one shared rule. None of them were willing to stay silent in front of wrongdoing. Three old men met each afternoon in the same small cafe in a quiet town that liked to pretend nothing dangerous could ever happen there. The town called itself peaceful, safe, civilized, as if trouble lived somewhere else. But peace was only the surface, and darker currents moved beneath it. It was the street outside, too empty for a weekday, like the town was holding its breath. Henry noticed first, eyes narrowing toward a black SUV across the road. Too clean, too patient. Its driver sitting inside far longer than felt normal. John didn't look up, but he felt Henry's attention tighten. "What is it?" he asked. "Maybe nothing," Henry said, "but I've never liked maybes." Michael stared at the street. "It's not nothing." Before more could be said, the cafe door opened and a young man entered, soaked by sudden rain. Early 20s, shaken in a way that had nothing to do with cold. He looked around once, then walked straight toward their table. John said, "Sit." The young man dropped into the chair, trembling. "I don't know who you are," he whispered, "but I need help." Henry leaned in. "Tell us what happened." "My name is Liam. I work at the delivery center on Oak Street. This morning I heard shouting near the docks." Michael said nothing, and Liam kept going. There were men there, not workers. They moved packages fast, like they didn't want to be seen. Some of the boxes were already open. Inside there were sealed cartons of prescription drugs, painkillers, strong pills, even boxes with hospital labels on them. The original labels on some were scratched off. One of the men said they were moving stolen hospital medicine and illegal pills through our warehouse, just storing it there until the truck took everything out. Then I heard another voice, older, begging. It was Mr. Nolan, 78, the night guard. They wanted him to unlock the main storage where the rest of the drugs were kept. He refused. They scared him, and I saw him fall. I ran. Henry's voice chilled. "Did they see you?" Liam nodded. "One looked right at me. They chased me. I barely got away. I think they know my face." Michael finally spoke. "When does the truck leave?" "Tonight, around midnight. Before dawn they move the shipment. All those stolen hospital medicines and illegal pills from the storage inside our warehouse onto the truck. After that, it disappears." John leaned forward. "How many?" "4 or 5. One had a snake tattoo on his neck." Liam flicked his eyes to the window. "And that SUV outside? I think it's theirs." Henry glanced out. The SUV was still there, still watching. John lowered his voice. "You came to the right table." Michael said, "We call the police." "Not yet," Henry replied. "If they're watching, they vanish. Nolan stays hurt, and this town stays blind." John nodded. "We need proof, and we need to stop the shipment." Michael's calm. Didn't change. Tonight, then. They moved quietly at dusk. Henry took Liam to a safe place far from the warehouse. Phone off. Lights out. If anyone knocks, you don't answer. Liam agreed. He'd spent his courage just getting to the cafe. John and Michael headed toward Oak Street as darkness fell. The center sat near the edge of town where street lights thinned out. From a distance, they watched the yard. 2 men at the front gate, one near the dock, the SUV beside another vehicle. They weren't careless. They were organized. John whispered, "We can't confront them directly." "So we don't," Michael said. Henry arrived minutes later, slipping into the shadows with a small camera recorder hidden inside his coat, quietly ready to capture both video and audio. "We collect proof first." They split positions without needing a map. Henry hid behind stacked containers with a clear view of the dock, his camera quietly recording faces, voices, and every movement around the crates. John circled to the back fence where lighting was weak. Michael walked to the main gate like an ordinary older passerby, shoulders rounded, steps soft. He reached the guards. "Excuse me, is this Oak Street Center?" "I think I'm lost." One guard waved him away. "Get out of here." Michael tilted his head. "Sorry, I can't hear well." "Repeat." The guard stepped closer, annoyed. Henry's camera recorded everything, but the plan shifted before they could reset. Another man came up behind Michael and clamped a hand on his arm. "You're not lost," he hissed. "You're snooping." Michael stayed calm. John froze behind the fence. Henry murmured, "They caught him." "Let go," Michael said. The man laughed. "For what?" Michael didn't answer because John moved. He slipped through the back gate, headed to a security box by the loading bay, and triggered the emergency alarm. The siren ripped through the yard, red lights flashing. Chaos hit instantly. The men scattered, thinking police had arrived. 2 rushed for the truck. 1 ran for the SUV. The snake tattoo man spun around, confused by the glare. Henry whispered, "Now." John stepped into the light, voice firm. "Walk away. Now." The snake tattoo man hesitated long enough for momentum to break. Michael pulled free and backed into shadow. Henry kept recording. John didn't chase. He held position until real sirens rose in the distance. Michael had pressed an emergency alert earlier. Police were already coming. Officers stormed the yard, surrounded the men, and inspected the truck. Inside, they found rows of crates filled with stolen hospital medicine, high-dose painkillers, and unregistered pills worth a fortune on the black market. Exactly what Liam had described. In the warehouse, they found Nolan too, shaken, bruised, but alive. The snake tattoo man stared at the 3 old men. "3 old guys? You think you're saviors?" John wiped rain from his face. "We're not saviors. We're the ones who didn't look away." Henry added, "And we still know how to stand our ground." Michael stepped forward, calm and final. "You counted on fear, silence, and people believing they're too old to matter." He looked at the man like a verdict. "You miscalculated. Some people think courage belongs only to the young. But tonight, 3 old men proved something else. That experience, when it refuses to stay silent, is more powerful than fear." If this story reached you, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to remember. It's never too late to stand up when it matters.